in this video I am presenting few probable MCQ questions for the subject microcontroller and its application, that is MCA, from the syllabus is from Mumbai University, and in this video I'll be presenting MCQs for module 1. We'll upload other module videos as well. I'm starting with module 1, that is 8051 microcontroller architecture. The first question, very basic. Computers use binary numbers. So the base is 2 and the binary digit is referred to as bit. Now few basic questions. What is a byte? Byte is a group of 8 bit. Nibble is a group of 4 bits, that is half a byte. Fifth, word means 16 bits. See, these are very important when you talk about data processing unit. So we generally have byte. Alright, so byte is group of 8 bits, but you should know what is a nibble, what is a word. You even have a double word which is 32 bits. That means 4 bytes. Next we'll see memory capacity. How do you measure memory capacity? So the basic first unit is kilobyte, that is 1 KB. So how do you split it? It is 2 raised to 10. So 1 kilo means 2 raised to 10. And if they mention B, if they only say kilo, so that is 2 raised to 10. But if they say KB, so you should remember it is 2 raised to 10 into 8 bits. That is 1 byte. So either you can say 2 raised to 10 kilo into 1 byte or 2 raised to 10 into 8 bit. Alright, so this is 1 KB. Similarly, you have 1 megabyte. So it is 2 raised to 10. Alright, into, again, since I have this B stands for byte, which is nothing but group of 8 bit. Next is giga, that is 2 raised to 30. And the last is terabyte, that is 2 raised to 40. Next, 8051 bit is how many bit controller? So you know it's 8 bit controller and it was manufactured by Intel. Next question is 8051 is RISC or CISC? So mostly it is CISC. Size of address bus of 8051 is 16 bit. That means it can access external memory having 64 KB capacity. How do you get this? Let us see. So 16, the address bus of 8051 is 16 bit. Now whatever I'm explaining you can get a question on, how many address lines this memory requires. Then if this are the n number of address lines are present, then what is the memory capacity? So I'm trying to explain you through example. Now here in 8051 you have 16 bit of address bus, alright. So 16 bit. Now if you want to find if you know the number of bits of address bus and you want to find the size of external memory, how do you do that? So 16 is, you have to split it as 2 raised to 10, 2 raised to 20 or 2 raised to 30, right? This is what we saw. Kilo, mega, giga or tera. Alright. So of course I cannot split 16 as 2 raised to 20. So I'll split it as 2 raised to 10 and remaining how many left? 6. So you know indices. If there is multiplication, it will get added up. Alright. So 2 raised to 10 into 2 raised to 6. So 2 raised to 10 was 1 kilo. And how much is 2 raised to 6? That is 64. So that is 64 K. And when I say here 64 KB, that means in one location there are 8 bits. So default size of one memory location is 1 byte, that is 8 bit, and hence you have 64 KB as the size of external memory. Fine. So this logic you can use anywhere. If you know the size of the memory, you can find the number of address lines. If you know the number of address lines, you can find the size of memory. Alright, so how many buses are present? Generally, we'll think only about address and data, but there are 3: address, data and control bus. So few questions, basic questions regarding these buses. Address bus is, you can have options like unidirectional, bidirectional. So address bus is always unidirectional because it is MUSI who gives the address of memory or IO device, the location. the location of the memory or IO device which it wants to access. It is never that memory is giving address or IO device is giving address, and hence address bus is always unidirectional. Next, size of data bus is 8-bit. See, 8051 is 8-bit, data bus is 8-bit, and most registers, important register, that is accumulator, that is also 8-bit. Now, what is the function of data bus? Data bus reads as well as write whatever data I want to read or write. I transfer it through the data bus. So music can read as well as write. Okay. Hence, this bus is bidirectional. So you have to remember address bus is always unidirectional, whereas data bus is bidirectional. Now, the third bus, that is control bus, it is bidirectional. See, definitely MUSI is controlling everything. All right. So MUSI gives all the signals, read, write, all signals are given by MUSI. But it also receives signal if the peripheral is busy, not ready to accept any input. So in that case, peripherals also give signal to the MUSI that I am busy. Also interrupt acknowledge. Okay, so these signals are like input to the music, and they are all control signals. So hence control bus is also bidirectional. Whatever I felt was important, I have highlighted in red color. So that is according to me. Of course, any you can get any question. All right, now important question. This is like how many ports are there? There are 4 ports. All right, 4 IO ports in 8051. Each port is 8-bit. Okay, and the port. How do you refer this port? How do you address? You address them as port 0 to port 3. All are bidirectional. The moment I say IO port, that means input output port, that means it has to be bidirectional. Only then it can act as either input or output. Okay, so 8051 has 4 such ports, and each port is 8-bit. That means port 0 is also 8-bit. All the ports are 8-bit. Very important question, the default value of all ports. So whenever you start your chip or whenever you press the reset button, the value in the registers of these port is FFH. What does that indicate? It indicates that it is acting as input. So you can get question like, what are the default values of ports when you reset the music? So it is FFH. Or else they can ask you by default, the port acts as input or output. So the answer is the port acts as input. So if the value is FF, you can even get a question that if port 0 is FF, so whether it is input or output, so you should understand if it is FF, it is input, and if it is 00, it is output. Okay. Next, how many timer counters are present? So there are 2 timer counters, and each register of timer counter is 16-bit, and they are addressed as T0 and T1. So 2 timer counter registers, and the size of the timer counter is 16-bit. Okay, 8051 ICs are generally 40 pin, and the packaging are different, but generally they are all 40 pin IC. Okay, PSEN bar. I have not written a bar, but it is PSEN bar. It's a pin of 8051. So this is important pin because people generally don't understand what the functionality of this pin. So this pin is used to read a data from external ROM. 8051 has internal ROM as well. But if you want to read data from external ROM, the pin that you are going to use is not RD bar. You are going to use PSEN bar, and the name is Program Store Enable. So where do you store your program? You store your program in the ROM. Okay. So this is how you have to remember that I am enabling the program store chip. And where do you store the program? That is your ROM. Okay, so whenever I want to read a byte from external ROM, I use the PSEN bar pin. Okay, all right, these are the pins of 8051. I'll quickly explain you. Port 0 I said they are 8-bit, so you can see 8 lines coming out. Port 3, each pin has, some other functionality. So these are the pins with different functions. It is on, okay, other, fine. Now Xtal 1 and Xtal 2, your 8051 has on-chip oscillator, but you have to need a, clock generator. So I will connect a crystal with frequency. Generally the frequency that we use is 11.0592 megahertz. Okay, so you should remember that this is like, related to serial communication. This frequency is very important when you are doing serial communication. Fine, so this is the most used frequency. Now next is EA bar, that is external access. I'll come back to this point. Meanwhile, you just remember that external access, it decides which memory, which ROM memory you are using. To be very, very specific, this decides which ROM you are using. I said 8051 has internal RAM and ROM. Also, you can connect external RAM and ROM to it. But if EA bar is 0, see, it is active low, right? Whenever it is 0, that means it is getting activated. So if this is 0, that means 0 bar is equal to 1. That means this is active. So you are accessing external memory only, external ROM only. And when this is 1, we'll see what happens. But you should remember the name is external access, and it is related to accessing external ROM. And I said whenever I'm accessing external ROM, how do I read data? I use this PSEN bar. So PSEN bar is used to read data from your external ROM. ALE, address latch enable. The, port pins are multiplexed with address and data lines. So when I want to demultiplex the data and address lines, I use ALE. Okay, next, RD bar and WR bar, they are used to, please listen to me very carefully. RD bar and W bar are used to read and write data from your external RAM. So they are used for external RAM. Now you must get a doubt that I have RD bar. Instead of RD bar, I have PSEN bar. Both functions are same. The only difference is PSEN bar is used to read data from external ROM, whereas RD bar is used to read data from external RAM. Now I have WR bar to write data in the external RAM, but I don't have any similar pin for ROM. The reason is ROM is only read only memory, whereas in RAM you can read and write, and hence you just have a pin to read data from external ROM. Now RDX and TDX are quite obvious. They are received data serially. So when your 8051 receives data serially through this pin, and TXD means you are transmitting data serially. INT0, INT1 are interrupt related. T0, T1 are timer related. So we'll see that when we come to that module. Okay, so you can see this VCC, that is 5 volt. This IC works on 5 volt. VSS is your ground, so that is 0 volt. Now 8051 has 8-bit registers inside, that they are A, B and stack pointer. You will also see R0 to R7. They are of bank 0 of your internal RAM. We'll see that when we discuss internal RAM. So 8-bit registers mean they are inside CPU. So they are A, B and stack pointer. So don't say you should not get confused that there are A, B, C, D like you had in 8085. Now size of stack pointer is 8-bit and the default value. Very important question according to me. The default value of stack pointer is 07. 16-bit registers you have two, that is program counter and data pointer. size of internal RAM is 128 byte. I said 8051 has internal RAM and internal ROM. So the size of internal RAM is 128 bytes. Let us quickly see what are the bytes. So here you have 4 banks. In each bank, that is register bank 0, bank 1, bank 2 and bank 3. In each bank you have R0 to R7 registers. So even bank 0 will have R0 to R7. Bank 1 will have R0 to R7. Also bank 2 and bank 3. So if you see, I have 4 banks and in each bank I have 8 registers, that is R0 to R7. So total 32 bytes are dedicated to register bank. Now they are nothing different, they are just used to read and write data, means to store data. This is a special part of the RAM, that is bit addressable RAM. See, you have two things here, bit addressable and byte addressable. Now bit addressable means whenever you try to access a location, say 07, you're trying to access the location 07. So you will read the entire byte, all the bytes. One location has 8 bit. I already mentioned that one location has 8 bit, that is 1 byte. So when you access that one location, all the 8 bit entire byte you are accessing. It is not possible that you are accessing only one bit of the location. But yes, that is possible in this area, that is bit addressable RAM. Here you can actually access, now this is 20 location, right? So you will give address of one bit in this location. I'm not talking about different locations in the memory. In this one particular location, you will access single bit. There are 8 bits, you can access any bit of this area. But it is valid only for 2022F, so it is confined in this area.
So the last one is Scratchpad. That is general purpose RAM. What we do is read and write, just store data. The only thing is that you have to remember is these are register banks. This is bit addressable, and of course this is byte addressable. So let us see few questions from whatever we just saw. Number of banks in internal RAM, that is 4, bank 0 to bank 3. Each bank has 8 registers and R0 to R7, and hence the total number of registers is 4 into 8, that is 32. Bank 0 to bank 3, we saw the address ranges from 00 to 1F, 32 bytes. Size of each register in one bank, that means R0 is how much? 8 bit, R2 is 8 bit, and so on. So all the registers are 8 bit. Now, which is the default bank? So when you reset, what is the default bank that your 8051 will access is bank 0. Now we saw that the stack pointer, alright, this default value of stack pointer is 07. Why is it so? Because the bank 1 is your stack memory. So what is the stack memory? Bank 1 is the stack memory, and hence your default value of stack pointer is 07. Now you must be wondering that bank, if you see, so if you see your bank 1 starts from 08, right? So why your stack pointer is still pointing at 07? I said bank 1 is stack. So your stack pointer should be 08, but the value is 07. The reason is when you write in stack memory, that is push operation, your pointer first gets incremented. So first it will become 08, and now it is pointing towards bank 1. If it would be 08, the default value would be 08, then it will first get incremented. So it will become 09. So 1 byte is getting wasted, and hence we ensure that the stack pointer, the default value is 07. So automatically on push operation, it will enter stack your register bank 1. And why we have done that? Because when we do pop operation, your stack pointer gets decremented. So if we use bank 0 as stack memory, it will go below 00 where I have no location. So to avoid that, we have, the manufacturers have kept bank 1 as the stack memory. So remember these questions, these answers are very important. Bank 1 is the stack memory and hence stack pointer is 07. Okay, can you change it to something else? Yes. So you can make anything, any part of the RAM to be acting as your stack memory. So you can change your stack pointer. 07 is the default value of stack pointer. Size of bit addressable RAM is 16 bytes. We just saw 2022F where you can access each bit of one location. That part of memory is 16 bytes. And the last part of the RAM was Scratchpad, which is just a general purpose RAM. The size is 80 bytes, whereas bank register was 32 bytes. So let us see internal ROM. Internal ROM is 4 KB, right? External is 64 KB. External RAM, external ROM. Both are 64 KB because the size of address bus is 16 bit. But the size of internal ROM is 4 KB. Now EA bar is external access. So it is active low. So hence on 1 it will be deactivated. So if this pin is 1, that means you are not accessing external ROM. You are accessing internal ROM. Is this option right? The option is not absolutely right. Why? Because when EA bar is 1, you first access internal ROM. And the size of internal ROM is 4 KB. So the address is from 000 to 0FFFH. Okay, that is 4 KB. What after 4 KB? What if my address is 2000H? In that case, automatically it will access your external program memory, that is external ROM. That means if EA bar is 1, the right option is it will first access internal ROM, that means 4 KB internal ROM and remaining 60 KB. This is wrong. This is not 64 KB. This is 60 KB. I'm so sorry. This is 60 KB external ROM from 100 to FFFH. I hope you understood this point that if EA bar is 1, first internal and then 60 KB external ROM. Now, if this pin is 0, if EA bar is 0, that means completely it is accessing your external ROM. Full 64 KB is your external ROM. So, I hope you've understood. If EA bar is 0, external ROM. If EA bar is 1, first internal, then external. So, if EA is 0, that means it is accessing only external ROM. And if EA bar is 1, that means first internal ROM and then 60 KB external ROM. Okay, so these are the probable questions from module 1. I'll try to make such videos on other modules as well. Now, my main focus was to introduce you to questions that can be asked. So I've just hurry up with the explanation part. In case you have any doubt, please mention it in the comment section. Thank you.